great time. It was Pentecost. The power, the promise of God was manifesting. They were singing every day. Everybody had a testimony. It just wasn't, I'm just going to come see you, but I believe the testimonies were rolling over out of their mouth because God was manifesting himself in such a mighty way. And how many of you understand that it's in our personal lives sometimes that God begins to move in such a mighty way and everything begins to look like we've expected it to look. It begins to feel real good. We get excited about going to church because everything is good. My husband is good. My children are good. My job is good. I've got some new shoes. I ain't nobody getting on my nerves. Everything is everything, as we say. But you've got to understand, in this day and this hour, the enemy, he isn't doing anything different than he's done before. It's just us that always act surprised. It's us that always got this aha moment. Whether we're the children of God, but it's in those moments that the enemy comes in. That we're caught off guard. And as I begin to read the scripture, God began to say to me, he said, in this hour, the church, we got comfortable when Obama became elected. And I've never been into politics and that sort of thing, but he began to speak to me. He said they became comfortable when Obama took office. And they became comfortable when the people began to pour into church and get this balanced out lifestyle. And you know how we excuse ourselves for things. One thing you've got to understand is you never expect anything different from God than what you've got. You've got to develop a different way that you deal with him. The Bible says that the Father seeks instruction in spirit and in truth. And if you can't be transparent with God, then you might as well stay at home and save your seed. But if you really desire something different from God, then you've got to come at him in a different way. And so here the people of God in Acts chapter 1 through 11, they were experiencing Jubilee. Everything was exciting. Everything was fresh. Everything was new. I believe Peter was one of the major forerunners. Saul even had his experience. So they were shouting about, here's this man that used to persecute the church. Now he's a manservant of God. All right. I believe, sometimes I get so upset with cliches in church. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a PK. And so I